Welcome to my repository.
Man of Medan is a 2019 interactive drama horror game about a group of 5 characters whose diving trip goes from bad to worse, eventually winding up on a haunted ghost ship. You control these characters and make choices for them that ultimately decide who lives and who dies. So what do I think of Man of Medan? Of course, it's a lot like 2015's Until Dawn, but shorter and on a smaller scale. Which works well, because if there's any genre that suits being a short story, it's horror. All you need is some people, put them in a spooky, intriguing situation, and then see what happens to them, be it good or bad. It's got a slow pace, with a lot of cheap thrills, but builds into something tense. Although I'm not a massive fan of the new heartbeat mechanic, where you have to press a button in time of a pulse to keep calm. I preferred having to keep still in Until Dawn and not move the controller. That did a great job of creating tension and had you actually holding your breath if you wanted to stay alive. But I appreciate it didn't work for everybody, and it would only work on the PS4, so they had to think of something new. It's a good looking game, except for the smiles. I don't know what went wrong with the smiles.
Hey!
But other than that, it really manages to capture the look and feel of a movie.
Shark? Now there's a shark? Now come at me, shark!
It's the first part of what will eventually be the Dark Pictures anthology, which will all be tied together by the curator character, who acts as a host to these stories. It's a fun idea having a video game horror anthology, seeing as this kind of thing has worked so well over the years in every other form of media. As you make decisions for each of the characters, their personalities begin to form based upon how you want them to eventually act. You turn them into the horror cliches that you want, and try to make the story your own.
As in life, the actions you take matter. The choices you make will affect others.
Which makes it a lot of fun to replay multiple times to see how things can turn out differently, or to muck around and do things like see how quickly you can get everyone dead. The game can be played cooperatively in 2 ways, either locally, where the 5 characters are dished out between whoever's playing, and you pass the controller around based upon whose character's turn it is, or it can be played online with a friend, where you take it in turns to make decisions. You even split up at times to see different parts of the story, so one may have to dive underwater and do that part, while the other stays on the boat and makes choices up there. It can be an extremely fun multiplayer experience. Man of Medan is a fun horror game, and I look forward to where this anthology goes next. With perhaps some more over-the-top characters and maybe some spookier endings, I look forward to the next entry of this series.
Okay, very good. Who's there?